Here we are with part two, but maybe part one, depending on how we do it. We're going to be talking about the
food,
which is near and dear to my heart, even though I wasn't on the ship. I know this got a lot to say on this one.
I have a lot to say. Honestly, not a lot positive. And we're not going to do the whole comparison thing, but my number one complaint is lack of options for free options. You're going to see this on 30 restaurants. They're all paid restaurants. I mean, free options are very, very, very limited on the Celebrity Beyond. Everything they do on the ship points you to eating at the buffet. I mean, even when they have free options, they're very, very limited. That's another complaint 2A, and I think I'm not the only one that has this complaint, is buffet, the breakfast in the dining room is from 8 to 9:30 every day of the week, regardless of anything. Days.
That's crazy. I know there was another YouTube review I watched, so that was a major complaint too.
Oh, it's and he said, okay, well, in the Eden Cafe, it's open on C days for breakfast and lunch. It's open from 8 to 9:30 as well, and they close it down. And then lunch at the main dining room and the Eden Cafe on the days it's open is from 12 to 1:30. So you've got an hour and a half window that if you're wanting to eat somewhere other than the buffet for breakfast and lunch, that's what you've got to do. And there's sometimes when you get off the ship, you don't have time for all that. You want to go quick up at the buffet, do your thing, which is okay. But the buffet to me there was a buffet. All buffets on ships are the same to me. This one, they try to cater to all the different groups of people that are on there, which is fine. There's no problem. They ought to have that. But it really made the section that you prefer to eat very limited of what you could eat.
Right.
And it wasn't nothing special.
You're kind of catering to everybody, but not really pleasing anybody.
Exactly. Lots of salad options, which we like salads, no problems. I had a cupcake thing one day. It was like a coffee crumble. It was good up there, but far as that goes, very big complaint. I mean, Carnival's got everybody beat on options for breakfast and lunch. Royal Caribbean does a good job of giving you options on the big ships. Whether you have your park cafes and boardwalk dog houses, stuff like that. There's nothing on this ship. I mean, you want to go pay $20-$30 for lunch, you can go do that, but who wants to do that?
So you're saying if it wasn't in those hour and a half windows and
you're in the buffet
to eat lunch, you had to eat the buffet.
That's the only option you got. And
that blows my mind for a luxury cruise ship. I know we're not doing the comparison thing right now, but that was a shock to me.
But to have to be on such a rigid schedule, because most people, I think it has to do with it is an older clientele on the ship, and maybe they're up early waiting on 8 o'clock to eat breakfast. I don't know. Even if I just don't want to be in that big of a hurry to go there. I want to eat at my own schedule, and I understand you can't have it open all day, but there's 4 free dining rooms. I don't understand why you couldn't have one open late. And if you need to do your lunch, do it in another one. I don't know. And they have enough help there. The pizza is your late night option, and it's at the very back of the buffet, on the very back of the ship.
Up top?
Up top, in the buffet, main buffet.
So you probably had to make a special trip to go up there, right?
Deck 14, yeah. One night, we did it a couple nights. One night it was for different reasons. The pizza was okay. It was really greasy.
I think you told me you prefer the pizza on Carnival.
Heads and shoulders is better. Didn't eat the buffet on the Carnival ship, can't compare it.
Was the pizza easier to get though?
Yes.
So that might take up for.
Yeah, it was sitting there. They made pizza. There was always somebody there cooking, but they just set it up buffet style. You got the tongs, you got what you wanted, and moved on. So that was convenient. But I mean, it wasn't unedible, but the Carnival pizza was just better. And didn't do the buffet, but the lunch options are better. Like I said, we covered that.
I do think there's one thing, and I don't want to speak for your wife, but how would you describe your wife's eating habits?
Very southern and very picky. Not really. I mean, cornflakes. Kind of vanilla ice cream. Very basic foods. Don't like to branch out. Doesn't want seafood. Always eats the best on Carnival ships. She didn't eat well at all on this trip.
And I think that's one thing that I told you. I was like, she's going to starve to death on the ship.
Yeah, I can eat about anything, but some of the dinner options were weird. I mean, it's just stuff that's like, I just don't want to eat, and I'll eat about anything. Very disappointed in the dining room food. Once again, service was fine. Never waited on a table at night. Walked right up, checked in, got a table. Service of the wait staff was great. Getting iced tea was a little bit of a chore because they claimed they had to go up top to get it, which made me feel bad to do. So, you know, but they were okay giving Coke, so we drunk Cokes, and we had the package, so it wasn't no big deal.
That's why I just drank Cokes on ship. It's just easier.
Yeah. And but the dining room food was kind of, you know, the steak. I had a good steak. Fish was kind of hit or miss, kind of fishy at times. Desserts, very, very limited options. With theirs, what it is, they have the same menu in the 4 free dining rooms every night. Okay, it's the same. But then they have a few standard items that are there every night of the week. That's their signature items. Whether it's Italian, you have Italian signatures, you know, this, that, and the other. But the main menu is different every night, but it's the same in all 4 restaurants. So, you know, you just go to whichever one you like. Was kind of disappointed in all of it, honestly. The lobster was good.
How many desserts did they have per night?
Every night there was 2 new desserts total. Then they had the standard options that were the same every night, which is, you know, your cheesecakes, your apple pies, chocolate cake, ice cream, sherbet. The cheesecake's very good. I have no complaints. And I do say this, not to throw complete rocks at them. I believe the best dessert I ever had on a cruise was on this trip. It's their version of warm chocolate melting cake, whether they want to admit it or not. They called it chocolate lava cake. It tasted different, and it come with coffee ice cream. It was a different taste, but it was phenomenal. I could have ate 2 of them.
Speaking of ice cream, I think you did say they had gelato.
That was the next thing as far as the things we enjoyed. It was open from 12 to 6. I mean, you could get dipped ice cream free at your pleasure.
What kind of flavors did they have?
It was different every day. It was gelato type flavors. I mean, they had, you know, pecans, chocolate, fruits, mangoes, peanut butter, coffee. No, it was like 8 to 10 every day. Oh, wow. Yeah, about 10K, and it changed every day.
And that was included, right?
It's free, all you want. Yeah, they'll dip you out. Usually had a cookie there. And they have some soft-serve machines there. They have an extra soft-serve machine at the mass grill where for the burgers and stuff are at. But the ice cream, that's one of the highlights of the trip, was getting that dipped ice cream. You know, it was really good. I mean, I had a coffee peanut butter one day that was fun. It was really good. The pecan praline was good. Chocolate was good. No complaints on that. That was one of the highlights. But overall, disappointed in the food. And my comment was, top to bottom, I felt Carnival had better food options and better food overall. That's just us. Somebody else probably had a completely different opinion, but that's just us. I mean, you know, the bread was nice, with the 3 different dipping sauces that they brought out, the little breadsticks, which were like a stick. It was we could eat a basket of those a night. So.
How long did it take y'all to eat at night in the dining room?
Standard, I would call it, 1.5 to 2 hours. It wasn't that fast lane service like Royal Caribbean's wanting to switch to.
I'm kind of surprised it took that long, considering the service was so good.
But it did take a while. But we eat slow and we move slow. Some of the problem could be us, and we wanted to get all of our courses, and my wife eats terribly slow. So if she eats, it takes forever. So some of it's us, but you know, some nights was quicker than others. We did find a really good waitress in the Lord, I don't know, one of those restaurants. We just went back there 2 or 3 times to her, and she was really quick, and we had her do that one. It was the Greek one, I think, the Greek restaurant, whichever one it was. But it's the same food, just Greek restaurant.
I know that was the biggest thing that surprised me, was because I would have projected the food to be top notch and not just.
I don't think it's
slightly better or the same. I expected
the dining room food was not better than Carnival's, and I haven't had Royal Caribbean in so long. I can't compare. But we did do paid restaurants, but like it wasn't nothing special.
Do you think they was pushing you to do the paid restaurants?
Definitely pushing paid restaurants. Definitely. Yeah, I mean, they're everywhere. It's all they talk
about.
Did
they sell the dining package?
They did. I could have bought it before the cruise, but with a toddler not knowing how he's going to sit, when we could even go, I can't make a reservation, and it just, he fell asleep in dinner 5 of the 7 nights for whatever reason this trip, so we could have probably pulled it off, but I just didn't want to do it. And we weren't looking to spend a ton of money on this trip, honestly, because it was the second one of the year, and we were looking to kind of stay under budget. So, but yeah, overall, I was disappointed, and just, you know, just kind of surprised and shocked. It wasn't unedible, most of it. It just wasn't nothing great. I mean, you know, the first night I had a fish called branzino, which is supposed to be a really high-end fish, and maybe it is, but it was fishy. I mean, it was fishy.
I mean, I think with the limited hours, I think that no matter what type of cruiser you